Hello.
So very good afternoon to one and all. Respected resource person, Honorable Professor Dr. Pandharipande sir has joined our cloud meeting. A person with a vast teaching and research experience, former Vice Chancellor of Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar, Marathwada University, Chhatrapati Sambhajinagar. Professor Pandharipande sir has graduated from VRCE, now VNIT Nagpur, MTech and PhD in ECE, Microwave and Radar Engineering from IIT Kharagpur. After serving as a scientific officer in TFR Mumbai, served as a faculty member at Radar and Communication Center IIT from 1974 to 1983. Joined as a professor in ECE, Usmania University, way back in the year 1983, and served till retirement in 2009. Served as a director CEME, Emeritus Professor before serving as a Vice Chancellor of Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar Marathwada University, Aurangabad from the year 2011 to 14. He has successfully guided, under his able guidance, 14 PhD scholars and have published more than 160 research papers, was coordinator of 2 World Bank projects, successfully completed several research projects sponsored by DOE, DRDO, CSIR, AICT, DST, awarded as a Best Teacher Award, Government of Andhra Pradesh. Sir Vishwasvaraya Award from Institute of Engineers, Anna University National Award from IST, 3 awards from IETE, Delhi, including Ramal Vadhva Gold Medal. He continues to teach ECE Usmania University even at the age of 75 and has a unique distinction of teach at Usmania University for 4 decades. He is a Popo writer in Marathi with 32 books to his credit. He has trained thousands of scientists, engineers, faculty members in radar and communication engineering by organizing workshops and short intensive courses. He has served as a head dean of Usmania University and the first director of VNIT. It is indeed really an honor and pleasure to have such an eminent person here to have an interaction with us. So on behalf of UGC Malviya Mission Teachers Training Center, and especially on behalf of this entire group and Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar Marathwada University, Chhatrapati Sambhajinagar, I welcome our resource person, Dr. Professor Pandharipande sir, to this afternoon session. And I would now hand over the session to him. And I would now request Amol Madan to share the PPT.
Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Yes, sir. You're audible, sir.
Okay. Good afternoon, everybody. At the outset, I thank this Academic Staff College of Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar Marathwada University, Chhatrapati Sambhajinagar, to give me this opportunity to interact with you this afternoon for 2 sessions on some interdisciplinary and holistic approach. Now, as you know that throughout our country, this new education policy, rather national education policy, there is a confusion amongst many people about the full form of NEP. Many call it New Education Policy, but actually the full form is National Education Policy, not New Education. Of course, it is New Education Policy, but the full form of NEP is National Education Policy. Now, before going to the actual topic, my first few slides deal with what are the basic features of this new education policy and how it is rather different from the earlier one. Now let us see what was the earlier way of learning. Now before I start my actual lecture, there are 2 or 3 announcements which I would like to make. I always believe in interactive sessions rather than continuous lecturing, or it is a rather one-way traffic. Therefore, if at any stage, I mean, of course, there will be a question answer sessions at the end, as usual, for 15 minutes. But while delivering the lecture, my lecture, if at any stage you want to stop me and you want to ask me any question or raise any doubt, you are free to do so. So you can raise your hand and the concerned coordinator will give you opportunity to question, and I will be happy to answer as far as possible. The other announcement is you have a very short and sweet assignment at the end of my lecture. You have to only spend just 10 minutes after my lecture is over. The assignment is as follows. Based on my lecture, you have to frame 3 multiple choice questions with 4 options, A, B, C, D. Only 3 questions, please remember. So it is not a very big task or a time-consuming assignment. So each participant has to frame 3 multiple choice questions based on my lectures. And also below that questions, you are supposed to give the key or answers to those questions. They will have 4 options, A, B, C, D. So you should write the answers. Question number 1, A. Question number 2, C. Question number 3, D, whatever it is. Correct answer according to you. And mail that thing to the coordinator immediately after the lecture within 1 hour. So you have enough time, 1 hour time. And just job is very simple, only 3 questions to be framed, multiple choice with key, and that questions and key, please mail to the coordinator. The coordinator will collect all the questions. So you have, I understand that there are 200 participants. So coordinator will supposed to get 600 questions with 600 answers. And there is a possibility that some questions may be repeated or they are same nature. So he will sort it out. So even if it is assumed that 100 questions are repeated, still he will get 500 questions and 500 answers, key answers. He will distribute those 500 questions again to you, and then you can solve that questionnaire and submit to the coordinator after the whole course is over. So I hope this is not and please remember, this is a very interesting assignment and it matches with what we are learning under National Education Policy, where even assessment methods, evaluation methods also have to be changed. You know, earlier questions, 3 hours examinations and 100 marks question paper, practical of 3 hours, 50 marks, etc., all conventional things. So you have to have some new ways of assignment, and this is one way of assignment, which I have tried as a teacher in engineering, and after every completing 1 week session with the student. At the end of the week, I used to give such assignment to the student. They used to frame the questions. They will come with the answer. And not only that, the students used to evaluate also. So it was, and they were enjoying this whole process because they are part of that evaluation system. So I hope you will also enjoy, and if possible, as a teacher, you also can try and implement it in your class. So I hope these two these two instructions are very clear to you. You can stop me at any time, question me at any time, and you also can frame 3 questions after the lecture is over and submit to the coordinator within 1 hour. Now, this so-called national education policy, which has been implemented by the central government in this academic year, of course, his whole business started in 2020. I mean, it was accepted in 2020, but actual implementation was delayed because of corona epidemic. We could not implement 2 years. We were not able to do anything. And therefore, we started implementing from the last academic year. Even now, it is a very slow process and it has got a lot of obstacles, difficulties, confusions. The fact that most of the universities, most of the colleges are continuously organizing such lectures, workshops on national education policy. People don't understand the meaning of credit. Flexible credit system means what? New evaluation system means what? Multiple entries, multiple exit means what? Credit bank, academic credit bank means what? So all these terminologies are new to the faculty members, principals, administrators, and therefore, even the things are very clear. As a matter of fact, if you see the whole document which is available on the website, it is hardly 140 pages or 150 pages written in a very simple language. So I have not understood why people are asking for, we have not understood this policy, we have confusion, we don't understand how to implement it. I really don't understand. So let us try to know what are the basic features of this policy which are given in the slide. This is an integrated exposure to the science, arts, humanities, mathematics, and professional fields with flexible curriculum structure, creative combination, integration of the vocational education. Here, vocational education is very important. Our so-called traditional system has emphasized on most of the things on theoretical aspects of the learning. So most of the way in which we teach our students is a 1 hour continuous talking. There is always importance to teaching rather than learning. Grasping the subject, there has to be emphasis on learning. In fact, how much we have learned, you only, of course, examine or evaluate at the end of semester or at the end of year in the examination. But is it really the evaluation? Are you really knowing what he has learned in that particular subject? I can give you many examples, and I understand that this group may have faculty from arts, social science, basic science, applied science, mathematical science, computer science, management, or engineering. I understand that this group is, of course, my background being engineering. I may give some examples related to that, but I will try to include some examples from arts and social science, basic science, etc. So our normal way of learning and giving degrees has been traditionally flat system in the sense that we teach all the subjects on earth. So, for example, in our school, we have languages, you have mathematics, you have science, you have social science, you have civics, everything. Then some sort of sports, and some cultural activities. But where there is a very less emphasis on particular thing. Rather, we want students to learn everything. That is really the crux of old system, which is not correct, and that has been corrected in this new education policy or national education policy. What we want that students should learn whatever he has learned deeply, and he must have knowledge of many disciplines rather than a single discipline. So as we see, as students grow up, they choose science stream, they choose art stream, they choose commerce stream. But commerce student doesn't know much about science. Science student doesn't know much about commerce. Now, please remember, as technology is developing at a very fast rate, computers, we have never imagined that computers will enter, or computers, internet, social media will enter our social fabric with such a tremendous speed and totally change our way of thinking, way of living. But that has happened, and not only that, hereafter, the so-called, now there is a talk about artificial intelligence, which is going to take over all our industries, all our offices, all our social medias. And of course, there is a debate that should we fall a prey to artificial intelligence. But we must understand what are the good aspects of artificial intelligence and other things. Another thing which is changing, that this tremendous speed of computers, the tremendous speed of storage of these devices, this tremendous speed with which they can analyze the data, that also is going to help us in solving a complex problem. What we want in life, what we want in life, we want simple solution to complex problems. Day by day, problems are going to be complex, more and more complex. But our solution has to be very simple, economical. So the job of learning, the purpose of education is putting in a single line to find simple, economical, viable solution to complex problem. Because you take a simple device, your mobile phone. Earlier, that phone was used only for communication of voice. Only we were talking to our relatives and friends. That's all. That was the purpose of so-called telephone. But when telephone got converted or upgraded to the mobile phone, then also it was in the beginning, we were only use it for talking, except that it was a mobile. I mean, we can take it anywhere, that gadget. But slowly, that mobile phone is now everything. You can talk, you can have a video chat, you can send messages, you can send pictures, and you can email, learn, read newspapers, see movies, and whatnot. So you see, it means the device has become more and more complicated. Because society was demanding more and more from a single device. Your fridge or your equipments in your kitchen, you want to control them from remote. So you have got, for TV, you have got remote control. For now, you have a remote control to the extent that when you start from the office, you can start your kitchen equipment. I mean, suppose you want to cook in the microwave, you can start microwave controlling it from your office so that by the time you come home, the food will be ready. I mean, to the so much extent the technology is progressing. How it is possible? How it has become possible? It is possible because of one famous law in computer science. That law is called as Moore's law. What that Moore, he around 1980s or something, he predicted that these computer devices will carry double the circuit component, double in 1 year, or to be exact, it is 18 months. That is, capability of these devices will double in 18 months. And please remember, from 1980 or 82 or 10, when this law was established, continuously this is being happened. Therefore, suppose you have a gadget, let us say 1 meter by 1 meter, and in that you have, let us say, 1,000 components, 1,000 circuit components, electronic circuit components. By 18 months, you can have 2,000. Next 18 months, 4,000. Next 18 months, 8,000. Means storage capability, computational capability of those devices will continuously increase. Unfortunately, that law has ceased in 2020. I mean, now after 2020, that is not possible. And therefore, it has even this has created a havoc in the computer industry. I will give you a simple example. Your car which you are using, motor car, car, it was a mechanical engineering subject 30 years back. 30 or 40 years back, your automobile was a mechanical engineering subject. Since last 1 decade, it has totally become electronics engineering subject, because in your car, 80% components are electronics. It runs by, runs, or it gets started, or it gets guided by computer. Therefore, now, as you know, even driverless, people are thinking of driverless cars also. So this technology has changed in your field. And therefore, it is obvious that it will reflect in your education system also. We never imagined that you will have an online training program, or without traveling, still you could get a benefit of learning from somebody from any corner of India. The fact that I am able to talk to you from Hyderabad and you are in your own place, this itself speaks that how technology is improved. I do agree that personal interactions, face-to-face exposure has, of course, a different effect, but nevertheless, this type of learning also has same effect, maybe with some drawback, I would say. Because let us take an example. If you want to consult a doctor, expert from abroad, now you can do it. You send your all reports by email to a doctor from America or Canada or England, and you can even talk to him. He can yes, he cannot touch you, but all your vital reports, if they are sent, definitely you can expect a good guidance from a expert abroad also. This is the way in which the technology is changing. So integrated exposure to science, arts, humanities, mathematics, professional fields, and flexible curricular structure and creative combination integration of education is the main feature of this education policy. Another thing which is there in this policy, that structure they have changed. When to enter the boy in school, how much will be the primary education, how much will be the middle school, high school, and then college. For example, our degree was 3 years. Now the degree, undergraduate degree is 4 years. Postgraduate, 2 years. PhD, of course, will change. But the main advantage of this is you can enter and leave the course at any time. And this has been possible because of the flexible credit-based grading system. Flexible credit-based grading system. What is the meaning of this grading system? You see, earlier, imagine when you learn, maybe undergraduate or even school, every subject was having 4 periods per week. Is it not? Every subject was 4 periods per week. Lab, maybe 2 periods per week. But that was a uniform way of learning. All subjects, whether it is mathematics or English or Hindi or Sanskrit, all subjects 4 periods per week. So it was same. But in the new system, depending on the importance, depending on your need, that time period also can change. For example, you can learn Sanskrit for 2 periods per week. You can learn yoga for 1 period per week. You can learn computer science for 2 periods per week. I mean, this type of, even you can learn commerce 1 period or 2 periods per week. So if you do not want to go do specialization for commerce, but still you want to learn commerce, you can learn 1 period per week.
When is the limiting?
Yeah, you want to question? Any question?
No, sir. Some disturbance from the mic was there. You can
Okay,
continue.
okay, no problem. So this is the advantage of this. Suppose, let us say you have got admission in degree college, and after 2 years you want to serve in some industry or some organization. Yes, you can do it. Earn some credits, go back for job, and earn some money, and then continue your education. Just like you deposit amount in your bank account, you can earn credits and deposit those credits in your account. So suppose you have completed 20 credits in the first year, again 22 credits in the second year, 20 plus 22, 42 credits will be there in your credit bank account. You can continue and come and continue it. So this is the advantage. And now suppose by chance you leave the course, still you get some certificate or degree. Earlier, if you leave after 1 year, you don't get anything. No, I mean, you don't get any certificate or anything from university. But now, after 1 year, you can get one certificate that he has completed so many courses, so many credits, and this certificate is given to him. He has earned so much grade point average. Right? After 2 years, you may get a diploma. After 3 years, you may get a senior diploma. After 4 years, you will get a degree. After 5 years, you will get PG diploma, but not diploma. After 6 years, you will get complete PG degree. I mean, this type of flexibility is there, which was not there earlier. Of course, I do agree that it will have some complications or some work from the administrative point of view, but that work being not done by human being, it is all being done by computers. You need not worry about that thing. Unfortunately, this was not possible. Tell me, suppose now in biodata, just your coordinator informed you that I have written 32 books in Marathi literature. It means I have some competence in Marathi literature. But basically, I am an electronics and communication engineer. Suppose I want to do MA in Marathi. Can I get admission at present test? Absolutely no. They will say you are not B. First you have to do BA, then you can do MA. Without BA in Marathi, you cannot do MA in Marathi. Such restrictions are there. Suppose I am MA in Marathi and I want to learn Hindi literature. They will not allow. They will say, you have to have some subjects of Hindi in BA, then only you can do MA. But I will say, no, I have learned a lot of literature in Hindi. I can study better than your normal course. I can do well in the examination, but rules will not permit in the present uh, rigid system. Suppose somebody has done MSc in physics, but want to continue for PhD in chemistry area. Is it possible? No. In present system, university will not allow. Our rules are so rigid. It goes to dean, it goes to academic council and all that thing. And those people are also uh, single mind, single way of thinking. So they will also not allow. And if they don't pass that thing, it will not work. I will give you one example from abroad. I think 3-4 years back, if I'm correct, or maybe 4-5 years back, our one Indian got Nobel Prize in chemistry. His name is Dr. Venki Ramakrishnan. I'm sure those who are in science field or those who are alert in reading newspaper must have heard his name, Professor Venki Ramakrishnan. He is, of course, settled in USA. If you see his biodata, he has got physics degree at graduate level. He graduated in physics from Baroda University in India. Later on, of course, he went abroad. All his degrees are in from United States. But which field he got Nobel Prize? He got Nobel Prize in chemistry. He teaches biochemistry, biophysics. He works in molecular biology. He works in biomedical engineering. He has got a prize for medicine. Can you imagine? Original degree was in physics, but Nobel Prize he got in chemistry. It means he researched in the field of chemistry. In our India, they will not allow. They will have a lot of restriction. They will show rules, regulation, and trouble students like anything. So unless you have, see, even if somebody wants to research, he will have to undergo with that examinations and other things. But why do you prevent? If I can say that I can independently learn Hindi literature, although I have not learned a subject at graduate level, why do you prevent me? You can take my examination with whatever rules and regulations you have. But why do you stop me in learning? So this type of flexibility, this new education policy is supposed to give. That is very important. So how does it happen? It happens because of the credit system. What is a credit? What is really credit? Credit means credit is related to time frame. How much I learn that subject per week. Suppose I learn that subject per week, let us say 2 hours per week. And then you can say approximately that subject will have 2 credits in a semester. Even I tell you, the semester system, trimester system, annual system, our education system has undergone all these changes. I still remember when I did my post-graduation in IIT Kharagpur, it was trimester system. In every year, there used to be 3 semesters. No, I mean 3 semesters. Yeah, trimester. Every 3 months examination. And then final year project. Then they turned it to semester system. For a long time in arts colleges, science colleges, or social science, it was only annual system. That whole year you studied the same subject and give the examination of 100 marks, 3 hours examination at the end of a year. Even I remember our undergraduate engineering, it was all annual system. There was no semester system. Now, of course, it is everywhere. It is a semester system. So what is the advantage? You learn the subject in parts and pieces, and that is easy to grasp rather than learn the same thing for whole year. So even I would suggest that if you can break it between 3 months learning, 4 months learning, that also should be encouraged, a particular subject. And it happens actually, suppose it is 1 credit, it need not go throughout the semester also. You can finish it in 4 weeks also, that subject, depending on the understanding. The another aspect is too much teaching in class. Too much teaching. How do you teach? Person comes at 10 o'clock, starts talking with his back to the students, writing something on the blackboard, no interactions, no questions, no discussion. This type of thing is there. After 1 hour, bell rings, he goes. Where is learning? He has not checked whether whatever I have uttered for 1 hour, whether these people are grasping it or not, whether they have any doubt or not, whether they want to ask any questions or not. Unless you question, unless you doubt, you cannot learn. You cannot learn. You know, those people who are in physics in this group, they must understand. They know that. Suppose you know the matter, for example, matter was, they say matter is like a wave. Then somebody said he got Nobel Prize. Then somebody says matter is like a particle. He gets Nobel Prize. Somebody says no, matter is not a wave. Matter is not a particle. It is uncertain. That is uncertainty principle. He also gets Nobel Prize. Now they say no, it is like a quantum dot. Quantum dot. Nobel Prize. So you have to. There is nothing like a 100% truth in learning. There is nothing like 100% truth in learning. Always you have to doubt, question. That's what even I forgot to tell you. That whatever sentences I am speaking, whatever statements I am making, there is no reason that you should believe or you should agree to all my statements. No. You can have different opinion. You can have different way of thinking. You can have even more intellectual way of thinking than me. So don't say that whatever I am saying is the last word. No, you have a right to oppose it. You have a right to question it. You have a right to doubt it. So please remember that I never claim, or I don't claim, that whatever statements I am making, whatever methods I am talking about is the last word. No, there can be a modification, there can be a change, and change is the word. It is because of these changes things are, we are having better and better way of life. Next slide. So anyway, I am going through these slides. Can I have a next slide, please? You just run these slides through.
This one, sir.
Yes.
Summary assignment.
Yeah. Can you have? Yeah. Fact. Yeah, another way of looking at this so-called new education policy. Now, you may have a doubt that is it everything okay with this new education policy? Are there any hurdles? Are there any difficulties? Yes, there are difficulties. There are hurdles in this system also. And those things are, for example, you expect so many subjects, so much flexibility in learning as well as teaching. It will need complete recruitment of faculty positions. Just now, before the lecture, I was searching the Google And they say that UGC recently has issued a circular that all colleges, all universities are expected to recruit vacant positions. And do you know how many vacant positions are there? 80% recruitments have to be done. Most of the colleges, most of the institutions have very less permanent faculty members. They are working or they are managing on contractual lecturers on what we call it CHB, clock hour basis. And obviously, the person who is working on clock hour basis, his devotion, his way in which takes interest in the students will be limited because he is not permanently a member of that institution. He can leave at any stage. If he gets some higher salary or higher position, he will leave. Therefore, he does mind it. And permanent positions are filled up positions are very less. I remember in our Usmania University, as I said, last 20 years, no fresh professor has been recruited. Can you imagine? No fresh professor has been recruited. And this is the situation in most of the universities. Just 4 years back or 5 years back, I was having a chat with my director of an IIT. He told me, you will be surprised. He told me that in IIT, which is a premier institution of, and this is not new IIT, old IIT. He was telling, if I start, so many positions are vacant, that if I start recruiting today, it will take 10 years to fulfill all positions. 10 years. Can you imagine how many vacant positions must be there? And getting good faculty member or quality faculty member is another problem. Because many people, when they don't get jobs anywhere else, they go for teaching. When there is no other alternative, they go for teaching. Therefore, the sincerity, hard work, dedication, which is required for teaching, for interaction with the students, for taking their interest in the laboratory development, that is missing. I'm telling you, that is a fact. And it is still worst in government institutions because you need so many permissions. For advertisement, it has to be passed by this, it has to be passed by this, you need government clearance, you need this clearance, you need that clearance. At least in the private organizations or deemed university, management has the right to recruit. So they have more freedom, but that is not so in government. I know many government colleges, there are so many positions are vacant and they are also managing on contract basis. So obviously with contract lecturers or lecturers appointed on CHB, you cannot expect that quality with you. And many people are retiring and those retired positions are not being filled up. This is one hurdle. Another hurdle is education is both central as well as state dictated business. Means education, you have an education minister in central government, you have also education minister in state government. Primary education, different minister, higher education or higher technical education, different minister. So even if central government has declared that national education policy must be implemented from this academic year, those states which are not in tune with central government will not implement this or not implementing this. For example, in Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, West Bengal, Telangana, these states which are not in tune with central government, the new education policy is not being, for example, I am from Hyderabad, Usmania University. There is no talk about new education policy in the university circle at all. If I ask that question, they say we are waiting for clearance from government, and government is not giving any green signal for this new age. So this is, now imagine, suppose Maharashtra implements. So after 4 years, you will have a graduate in Maharashtra with new education policy, with credit system and all that, which we are talked just now. But suppose he goes for post-graduation in West Bengal or comes to my Telangana. Here there is no education policy, at least right now. I don't know what will happen after 3 years or 4 years, whether they will fall in line with central government or not. But how he will cope up, how he will manage. See, we even don't have the same syllabus for graduation. I have never understood why a BCom or MCom syllabus should be different in Delhi, in Maharashtra, West Bengal, or Tamil Nadu or Telangana. Same course, commerce. Why syllabus is not identical? No, it is different. Every board of studies has a different syllabus, whether it is language, whether it is mathematics. Why mathematics should not be same throughout the country? Not only college level, university level. Same thing is true at 10th and 12th also. You have a state board. I think I just now I was talking before this lecture with one ex-vice chancellor. She told me there are 52 boards in our country, and all these boards they give they conduct 10th and 12th examination, and they have the different this thing. That's why when people go for engineering, when they go for medical, students from different boards have different difficulties level because syllabus is different. Central school syllabus is different. That state syllabus is different. That ICICI syllabus is different, and whatnot. So these are the problems in implementation of national education policy. It is not that say everything is same, everything is identical. So does anybody has any doubt or wants to raise any question at this stage? Yeah. See, as I told you, you may have that question answer session in the end, but based on my lecturing up to here, if anybody has any doubt, you can raise it. Yes, please. Any doubt? Any questions? Okay. No? Okay. Now let us go to our real topic, that is interdisciplinary and holistic approach in new education policy means what? Interdisciplinary. See, interdisciplinary subject is something, concept is something like this. Let us assume that a degree course, whether it is arts, science, commerce, engineering, has got, let us take 100 as a unit, 100 credits total for year, let us. For 1 year, let us say I have 100 credits to complete. So these 100 credits, how do I divide amongst these things? So there is a concept called as major and minor. Major and minor. For example, suppose I am interested in physics. So I will take major credits in physics. Let us say up to 60 to 65% credits I will take from physics subject. All subjects will be 50 physics. 60, 65. Then I will have 15 to 20 credits from allied subjects. What is required to learn physics also? For example, in order to learn physics, I need to learn some course in mathematics, some course in statistics, and something also in chemistry. So this is called as allied subjects. So I will learn 15 to 20 credits from allied subjects. Then I will take some advanced electives in the same subject. That is, after learning the so-called core subjects, all these major subjects are called as core subjects. After learning core subjects, suppose I have interest, let us say, again take an example of physics, and I find that nuclear physics I want to go for. Then what I will do, I will take at least 10 credits in nuclear physics, some subjects in that field. It is called elective. So each elective may be 3 credits. So I will take 3 elective, advanced elective, physics subject only. I can take electives from other branches also. For example, if I want to take an elective from biology or management or computer science department, I can take elective. So like that, some pre-elective they can call. Even music. Suppose this physics person wants to learn music, he can take a 3 credits from a music department or a drama department or even English department. He wants to learn creative writing, for example, creative writing. Yes, he can take 1 subject elective from English department. So this type of distribution will be there. Of course, the distribution which I have told, you can add 1 or 2 here and there. So core subject 60 to 65, allied subjects 15 to 20 is flexible. Advanced electives in the same subject 10 credits and free electives 10 credits. You will not believe, and I'm very happy to say that in the Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Marathwada University, this concept of free elective was implemented in 2012. In whole campus, our whole campus, we had, of course, we did not have so much flexibility, but at least every student had a right, had a freedom to choose a subject from any faculty, any discipline. I mean, you can go for literature subject, you can do fine art subject, you can do mathematics, chemistry, environmental science, anything. So choice was there. This we called is cafeteria approach. We called it cafeteria approach. What is cafeteria? When you go to a hotel for eating, he will give you some menu. Okay, but you have a choice. You order depending on your likes and dislikes. Even if you order a thing which is there in the menu, you tell him, I want less chili, I want less sugar, I want less oily. So accordingly, the dish is served to you. That is the approach in education also. I must have freedom, flexibility to learn according to my like and dislike, according to my intellectual level. Every student is intellectual level is not same. Somebody will take 2 years, somebody will take 3 years. That much, like somebody even can, for example, that 4-year degree course. I'm sure there will be one intelligent student, he will say, I will complete that 4-year degree course in 3 years. Why not? If he wants to learn, if he wants to give examinations and leave the college, he will satisfy all your requirements of number of credits, etc. but he is intelligent, so he wants to do it fast. Why not? So freedom of learning what I want, when I want, where I want, where is also important. See, in Marathwada region, what I found that attendance of student was not in the class was very poor. I am sure same difficulties in with some plus and minus things must be there, and must you also must be experiencing same difficulty, attendance problems. Why students are not attending classes? In Marathwada, reason was genuine. These students used to come from poor farmers community. In many cases, there was a first time graduate from that whole village or whole taluka, first girl from a village or taluka doing MSc or MCom or MA. Now, when they have that agricultural work, they need these people, young people in their fields. So students used to bunk classes and go there because they earn 300 rupees per day as I mean, if they'll do a labor work in the fields. So they don't want to miss that earning. What to do? He wants to learn, but he can't attend classes. Then, with the modern technology, now it is possible that instead of he coming to you, your technology, you can reach him depending on his timing, depending on his availability. So if the students want to go to the field at 10 o'clock, he is free at morning 7 o'clock to 9 o'clock. He is free after 5 o'clock. And I'm sure some students will definitely be interested in. So you should have a methodology, a technology, and administrative flexibility to allow the learning at any time according to their wish at any speed depending on their intellectual capability so that really they get educated. Otherwise, I tell you, you must be reading in the newspaper that really how many percentage graduate in our country, how many young students graduate, then by the time they reach postgraduate, the number reduces. By the time they go for research, again the number is negligible. So dropouts are there. Even after 10th, very less number is going to 12th. After 12th, very less number is going for graduation. So this type of difficulties are also there. So your rules, regulations must be such that you can take care of all the various kinds of people, I mean students. Somebody wants to learn at the age of 40. He has left education, let us say, at the age of 25. But after 40, he wants to do post-graduation or something. So you can have some brushing courses or preparatory courses for them, and then he can come to the mainstream. He or she can come to the mainstream. Yeah, many housewives also wants to continue their education at the age of 40, age of 30, when their responsibilities at home are over. They want to learn. May not be for job, for their own joy, for their own satisfaction. Why not? Why not? Why to stop them? You have age limit. No age limit for learning. So this type of flexibility is expected in this. Now, is it easy to do it, implement it? No, it is not easy. Because the so-called electives, allied subjects, free electives, you cannot give to, their timings cannot be adjusted in, let us say, 10 to 4. So what we have to do? You have to have a flexible time frame for classes also. The concept of 10 to 4 also has to go. Some classes can start at 8 o'clock in the morning. Some classes can be at 7 o'clock in the evening or 8 o'clock in the evening. Because there may be one elective, let us say, everybody wants to do computer science subject. How do you do? Chemistry fellow wants to do it. Physics fellow wants to do it. Biology also wants to do it. A student doing MA in Hindi, she also wants to learn computer science. But if it's clashing with their regular study, they cannot do it. So this computer science class, who knows, you may have to take at 6 o'clock in the evening so that everybody can attend it. Even for faculty, also you can have flexible time. Teacher who starts his lecturing at 7 o'clock. Maybe he can finish everything by 1 o'clock. Or another faculty member can come at 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock and continue up to 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock. So this type of flexibility in timing, going, coming, this is also expected. Slowly, the concept of library, reading, is also dying, which is a very, very, very dangerous situation. You see, I don't know whether you have observed or not. There must be the rush in the library is reducing. How many teachers go to the library? I have my own doubt. How many teachers refer for their own subject more than 10 books or read 10 books? You only go according to the syllabus. There is a very famous statement made by a teacher. I have completed the syllabus. What is the meaning? I have completed the syllabus. Syllabus can never be completed. It is a continuous process. You are making a statement. What was written on the paper given to me by academic council or board of studies, that I have completed. But learning and teaching, it never ends. And for that purpose, you have to give lots of assignments, challenging examples. Otherwise, how do they understand? Let me give you a funny example. All of us have learned in our school that sum of two sides of a triangle is greater than third side. Is it not? In a triangle, sum of two sides is always greater than third side. This is a theorem. We teach it in our middle school or high school in geometry. Nobody knows. Why are we learning this? Yes, this is a statement. So what? Where it is used in life? What is the use of this statement? What is the use of this theorem in practical application? Is it going to help me in solving any problem in life? You learn calculus, you learn geometry, you learn trigonometry, you learn algebra. What is the use in practice? Does it help? Nobody knows. You have learned that area of triangle is half base into height. How did it come, this formula? What is the concept of area? How this derivation has come that area is equal to half base into height, or area of a triangle is pi r square. Where from it is come? What is this pi business? Where from it came? Suddenly from the sky. Neither the student asks the question, neither the teacher explains this to him. This is the problem. You teach so many examples based on this theorem, that theorem, trigonometry, calculus, science, experiment, acid, bases, salts. In literature, you learn essays. poems. For example, in poem, when you are teaching, let us say in Hindi literature, a poem by Harivansh Rai Bachchan. Yes, you teach only Bachchan. For example, Madhushala is a very famous book, poetry. Madhushala is a very famous poetry by Harivansh Rai Bachchan, our Amitabh Bachchan's father. That is taught in Hindi literature. But what is the real meaning of Madhushala? See, at one go, it looks as if he's talking about drinking liquor. Madhushala is nothing but bar restaurant. That is what he means by Madhushala. But what is the real meaning of that? Is there any contemporary English poet who is talking like Bachchan? Or is there any contemporary poet in Marathi or in a Bengali who is talking like Harivansh Rai Bachchan? When you teach, let us say, Bengali students, they must be learning something about Rabindranath Tagore. He got Nobel Prize for Gitanjali. What is the concept of Gitanjali? How those stanzas or those things, does it have any similarity of any English or French poetry? Unless you teach this type of thing, unless students are allowed to think like this, neither the learning has any meaning nor the teaching has any meaning. Remember. And that is the reason that I'm sorry to say that those who do, let us say, MA in Sanskrit, MA in Hindi, MA in Urdu, or MA in a particular language, what type of job he can get? Where can he get a job? Yes, he learns Hindi Sahitya ka Itihas. Marathi people will read Marathi Sahitya ka Itihas, Marathi drama, Hindi drama they will learn, Bengali poetry, prose they learn. But as far as job is concerned, what is the use of that learning? On the other hand, if this fellow who is doing MA in Hindi, in addition, he learns mass communication. He takes few courses from journalism department, print media, electronic media. So those who are doing MA in languages as major courses, if they take minor courses from management, from hotel industry, from hotel tourism. Yes, tourism. Tourism, you need a language. You need a history. You need a history. You need a language. You need a communication. If they take some courses from journalism, mass communication, print media, electronic media, entertainment electronics, definitely they will get a job. This is the problem. Our giving degrees, just giving certificate has no meaning unless it has certain applications in practical living. How does it help? And please remember, see, you must have heard that because of artificial intelligence coming up, AI, after 10 to 15 years, there won't be any jobs. Yes, because everything AI is doing. Now, if some assignment is given to any student, you can get the answer from Google, that what is called GChat or something, that GChat, Chat GP, yeah, Chat GTP. Then, if he can get, then where is the learning? If he is getting all answers, what is the validity of that Google search? Is there any other options? Is there any other way of thinking? Learning is multiple choice. Learning is multiple options. Learning is alternatives, many ways, and choosing the proper way. That is learning. From many options, from many alternatives, from many methodologies, you choose optimum method, optimum solution. That is the need of the hour. And sometimes, and please remember, actually in engineering, we always say every problem has multiple solutions. Every problem has multiple solutions. There is nothing like unique answer. There is nothing like unique answer. See, in general, you expect from student in examination that he must write these 10 pages or he must write 10 sentences. He must solve the problem with these steps only. No, there can be another step. There can be another method. There can be another alternative. There can be another way of interpretation. You may think of Harivansh Rai Bachchan's Madhushala in one way. Somebody can relate it to really reaching a God. Spirituality, yes. On first look, it looks like as if he is talking about liquor and other things and other things. But who knows? He is also talking about something else. What about those alternatives? And that is how the poetry is there. There is no unique meaning for poetry. You can give, that's why, for on Bhagavad Gita, so many critics have written so many have given so many interpretations for Bhagavad Gita. Single 18 chapters Sanskrit poetry. How many volumes of books have come on Gita? Lokmanya Tilak wrote separately. Tulsidas wrote separately. So many things. In South it is different. In North it is different. Interpretations are different because your look is different and direction is different. Another thing is there are also, let me give an example so that you will understand what I want to say. Let us say from your house, you want to go to airport. From your house, you want to go to airport by taxi. I'm sure there must be 3 to 4 alternative roads which are leading to the airport. What do? The first option is to take shortest route. Is it not? The first option is to take shortest route so that you can reach early. But when you sit in a taxi, that Uber fellow does not take shortest route. He takes another route. Then you ask him, Are Baba, that was the shortest route. Why are you taking to a long route? Do you know what answer he gives? No. There is on that route there are a lot of signals, lot of traffic will be there. Whereas this route, although it is 3-4 kilometers extra, we will get there is no signal and no traffic, and we will reach early. Remember, shortest route was the correct answer according to our mathematics or logic, but he is taking another route because he is more economical in reaching earlier. Because once he reaches earlier, he will get another customer quickly. So there are always multiple options, and there are problems for which there is absolutely no solution. There are problems for which there is absolutely no solution. Have you experienced this? Yes. Corona. No solution. Every whole world was struggling for 2 years, 1.5 years to 2 years. Nobody knew what to do. Everybody had money. Everybody had, doctors were around. Relatives were there, live. But nobody could help. Nobody could give you answer. Nobody could solve your problem. So please remember that you have to prepare student with this way of thinking. Multiple choices, multiple alternatives, but some questions, no solutions. Okay. Again, I will stop for some time. Based on what I have talked, do you have any doubts, questions? I will be very happy before we break for tea that some sort of a discussion is generated, heat is generated, I should say, so that our session will be meaningful. Let us have some questions and doubts. Coordinator can open and see if there are any.
Any questions, participants? You
Yeah,
are
please,
permitted to
please,
unmute.
please, and please remember, you need not agree with all my statements. And if whatever statements I have made, if you want that, no, this is not possible, that is not possible, this type of questions or doubts also can be raised, so that we will find, because it is a mutual understanding and it's a cooperative business to run this session. Come on.
कोई सवाल है आपके, आप करिए. आप
29
unmute कर.
29.
Yes, roll number 29, you can unmute. Instead of
Yeah.
raising hand, you can unmute yourself.
Please.
Unmute करो आप. 29, you can unmute yourself on own. On your own, you can unmute.
$29, speak. Yeah, please. Yes, yes. Continue. Continue. What is happening? Two also can talk.
Hello, sir.
Yes, yes, please.
Sir, I am working as an assistant professor in Savitribai Phule Pune University affiliated college.
Okay. Now, which subject?
Sir, you are. I am from physics.
Physics. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Sir, you are much more learned person, and you have quite better experience in all such fields of education and research. Sir,
Yeah.
my question is, will this national education policy make any hazardous effect on workload of every teacher in especially in my university area? We all people, we are discussing on these facts, and we find everyone is getting frightened of this education policy. Sir, everyone is thinking that my workload might have a hazardous effect on my workload. So how will you find solution? You means you people like the vice chancellors and director of education, how are they going to face or tackle this situation? Please, sir.
Okay. You are thinking that this will increase your teaching load. Is it?
No. I am thinking that number of students for each subject will get reduced, and it may effect on workload of remaining teachers. Only 2 or 3 teachers they may get workload, and other remaining the lateral joined people they may get some. I think they may get reduction in their workload.
No. Let me tell you, this is not true. Because let me
Okay,
tell
sir.
you, this is not true. This is not true. Because, see, every subject has got equal importance. See, earlier we were thinking that going for science is better than going for arts. Is it
Yes,
not?
sir. Yes, sir.
That is the normal thinking, that science is better than arts, engineering is better than science, medical is. So this you remove from your head.
Okay.
Every field has got equal importance. For example, music. person, you know, there is a famous classical singer, Mahesh Kare. Have you heard his name?
Yes, sir.
He is a engineering graduate. He did his post-graduation from USA, right? But
Yes, sir.
after the education, totally devoting for classical singing. But
Sure.
does it mean that whatever he has learned is not useful for his thing? No. He is using
No.
it. Yes, he
Yes,
is using it. Similarly, when you are saying that, suppose you are physics, let us say you are teaching
In physics.
optical physics, optical,
Okay, okay,
fiber optics you are teaching.
okay.
Somebody is teaching solid state physics.
Yes,
Yeah. So in his class, 10 students are there. Maybe in your class, 50 students will be there.
okay.
In particular, suppose elective, they take your elective, 5 students, you will take 15 students. But there is a reverse possibility also. Another
Yes,
thing
yes.
is, what do you call it as a, another thing, thing is, first of all, you remove the word load from your dictionary. You uttered the word teaching load, is it not?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes. Please remove from today onwards the word
Okay,
load.
sir.
Load from your teaching is not a load. In fact, when I was a vice chancellor, I removed that load word load. It is an assignment. It is a pleasure, right? So first of all, teaching is not a load. Another thing, you in a week, whatever it may be, you will never get more than 16 periods or 18 periods week this thing. See, every working day has got 6 hours. Do you agree? 6 hours minimum every day. Yes or no? So suppose you have a 6 days week or 5 days week, you have 30 working hours. Out of 30 working hours, you are hardly going to the classroom for maximum 16 to 18 hours only. The rest of the time you are not going to the class. Yes, you are doing some evaluation, etc., etc. But you are not going to the class. You may be preparing, it's okay, but you are not going to the class. So how do you say it is more or less? No, it is not. It all depends on how you look at it. Because you are looking at it as a load, you are considering it as a load. It is a pleasure to teach. Teaching is a pleasure, so it does not matter whether you take 12 hours per week or 20 hours per week. You must enjoy teaching. Then you will not feel it as a load. Am I satisfied?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you. So
Thank
today onwards, no load.
Yes,
Good.
sir.
Oh, okay, very good. And tell your colleagues also. Any other doubt? 29? 29.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
Please, please.
Sir, actually, we are focusing on giving the online education through MOOC, Swayam, and similar type of courses.
Yeah.
But the thing is that, sir, for these courses, if the students are enrolling, they have to pay for XYZ amount of fees to get the certificate. And then only they will be declared as a qualified in that particular course. And
Okay.
if they are qualified, then only we can add in our curriculum whatever structure, credit structure we have.
Okay.
So, can you focus on this, sir, please?
I think the university administration, I'm sure when you are allowing the students to take courses, etc., on MOOC, etc., which are paid, right? But as far as I know, there are many courses from foreign universities also, which are free, right? Have you seen on YouTube? On YouTube, you can get any doubt clear on any subject, right? So it is not compulsory to choose an option for which you have to pay. You can still get that knowledge without paying also.
I agree, sir, but while we are considering and calculating the credit,
Yes.
that should be considered as a credit. Now, if I'm going for the free courses,
Now
that's
tell me one
something.
thing. I can tell me one thing. Suppose I have learned that course from, let us say, YouTube, free of cost. Okay. And I come to you and say, Madam, I have learned these topics. Please conduct my examination. Yes, that's all. You conduct examination or assessment based on your thing and see whether he has learned or what is wrong with him.
But in this case, the assessment will be done by that particular teacher in the particular university or the college wherever the student is learning.
Yeah.
The policy should be there, sir, for credit transfer actually.
I agree. See, we are only talking about the payment of money. Those who are ready to pay and get the certificate, there is no problem. Is it not?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
There is no problem. Suppose I have a capability, I am rich enough to pay the money and get the certificate, get myself evaluated from that source, no problem. But you are talking about a person who is poor, not able to pay. Am I correct?
Because at the student level, the things are
Yeah.
this.
So he is not able to pay the money. Yes, is it not? Agree. So he will come to you. Madam, I have learned these things. He will also tell you the topics, etc. I mean, the thing. Maybe one or two teachers who are associated with that topic, can take his viva or assessment or examination and
the regular batch, whatever they have.
Yes.
Right.
See,
okay. Thank you.
Madam, let me tell you, for everything there is a solution. Only we are not going for that solution. Just now I have told you now that you choose, you frame the questions after my lectures. Is it not?
Yes, sir.
Is it not a new way of assignment? Yeah. In this process, you remember, all 200 people will frame a question bank of 600 number in 10 minutes. In 10 minutes, you got a question bank of 600 questions, multiple choice questions. It's a great achievement. See, you have to find a novel way of, and another thing, in one case, suppose you find one teacher is not enough to give a justice for assignment. You can call your one or two colleagues and they can do it assignment so that there will not be any partiality. Too many marks can given or less marks given. That type of question will also not arise. Is it okay?
Okay, thank you, sir.
Right. Am I satisfied?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Thank you. Any other question?
Sir, good afternoon.
Yes, please.
Sir, I just want your personal what you feel. Sir, do you really feel that online education can replace the teachers? And don't you think, sir, that
repeat, online education can
replace the teachers?
Oh,
and it is good.
Okay.
What do you feel, sir? I just want to ask that the employment level, due to AI, the unemployment will increase.
I will answer that question. Shall I be slightly frank in answering this question?
Yes, sir. Yes, please.
If you have learned in your school and college, and you have also experienced your own colleagues in the college, you must have observed that in some cases, instead of learning from a teacher, absenting in the class is better. Is it not?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm just making a blunt teacher. See, let me tell you another thing. I always tell frankly, everybody, that my undergraduate education, I repeat, my undergraduate education taught me how not to teach.
Okay.
Have you understood? So, except I tell you, except 4 or 5 teachers, all the teachers were not at all good. And as a result, when I got admission in IIT, we faced tremendous problems in understanding higher level teaching. So therefore, your basic question was online teaching.
Yes.
If madam, if you go to, what is your subject?
Computer science, sir. I am working
Computer
in
science.
university only.
Okay, computer science. I am telling you, in computer science, if you have any doubt on any topic,
Okay. Yes.
let us say, suppose you do not know how neural network works, let us say, neural network.
Okay.
Go to YouTube. You will find beautiful teaching on YouTube. Yes or no? Huh? Have you tried it?
The 60-40 pattern, whichever has been made, 40% online and 60% offline.
No. You listen to me. We are talking about understanding the topic.
Yes. That I agree.
Say, I few days back, just now, some time back, I gave you an example that area of a triangle is equal to half base into height.
Yes.
How many can prove it? Very few.
Very few.
Area of a triangle is equal to area of a circle is equal to pi r square. I challenge. How many teachers can prove it?
Very less.
Prove means convincing proof.
Yes.
You must convince me that this is a circle, this is its radius, and area of this circle is pi r square. I tell you, I give you this as an assignment. Whole night you try, and whether you can prove it or not is very difficult. But for such questions also, go to the YouTube. Go to YouTube.
Yes.
You will get all answers, convincing answers. So
Yes.
therefore, online, I'm telling you very frankly and admitting you at the age of 75 in front of all 200 participants that after my retirement in last few years, many of my concepts got cleared on YouTube lecturing.
Yes.
Many of my concepts. Now, since you are computer science students, try to think. Suppose I ask you a question, dy by dx, tan theta, slope of a line. Have you understood? Dy by dx, tan theta, slope of a line. Dy by dx is from calculus.
Yes.
Tan theta is from trigonometry. And slope of a line is geometry.
Yes.
3 topics.
Yes.
Is there any correlation between the 3?
No.
Huh?
No.
No correlation. That is, anyway, please think over it. And let me tell you why I have asked you this question, because I have disturbed your sleep tonight. Is it not?
Yes.
Do you know the definition of best teacher? Teacher who disturbs the sleep of a student is a good teacher. So I have disturbed your sleep. Please think throughout the night that what is the relation between dy by dx in calculus, tan theta in trigonometry, and slope of a line in geometry. Okay? So you will find that, yes, I do agree that, for example, today, I would be very happy to come to Sambhajinagar and all 200 of you are standing, sitting before me, and you see me, I see you, right? That has a different environment. From that point of view, yes. But if effectively my lecture is same as if I would have been there in Sambhajinagar and this academic staff college and going to the board, writing something there, etc. If it has the same effect, then it is okay. But 100% not okay. For example, I'll give you an example of a doctor. Just now, I think I gave an example of a doctor that you can take, send your reports to some specialist in United States and get his advice. But your own family doctor, physician, what he does, he comes to you, look at your face, he takes your hand in his hand, sees your pulse, right? Looks at your eyes. That observation one-to-one has a different way of diagnosis. Is it okay? So to that extent, it is okay. Otherwise, online teaching also is, nowadays people are taking a business meeting online and doing crores of business. They are not moving. Business people for meeting, they don't go from Delhi to Bangalore and Bangalore to this thing. No, online, all discussions are online. They are equally effective. So, of course, it is a controversial as far as teaching is concerned, whether online is better or this. Yes, 50, as you rightly said, you can have 60%, 40% this, for 60% of this, because in order to have any time, anywhere, anything learning, online is must. Is it okay?
Yes, sir. Yes, okay.
So my question, you will think throughout the night.
Yes, sir. Yes.
And you are asked for my email, or it may be available, and give me the answer on email.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
That is an assignment for you.
Yes, yes. Okay, sir.
I think it is 4 o'clock. We are coordinator. Shall we break for 15 minutes?
Yes, sir, sure.
So there is a 15 minutes break. We are coming exactly at 4:50.
Yes, sir.
Okay, sir. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Hello. Hello.
Yes, sir, you are audible, sir. Yes, sir, you are audible. You can unmute themselves. Your mic is muted, sir. Sir, our mic is mute. Unmute themselves. Sir, our mic is muted. Unmute themselves.
Okay, it is okay.
Yeah, it's okay, sir. It's audible.
The other set of slides, can you show? Other set.
Other set, can? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's it. And in between, there was some 17 wants to ask something. Rohin Kaul,
Yeah, sir.
you want to ask 17 any question?
Roll number 17. You can unmute themselves.
17 wants to ask something.
करायला लागतील आपल्याला आपला प्रश्न आणि
Any question? 17.
एका मिलिंद आहे सर आहे
That blending learning, that set is there, no? That you show that slide.
टाइम झाला
One triangle and rectangle, one blended learning.
Yes, this one,
yes.
sir.
Yes. Yeah, 17 wants to ask, or shall I start?
Yes, sir, you can start, sir. 70s are not
Okay. So now this another session, we will see what is the meaning of this graded learning, which is actually the topic of this that holistic approach and interdisciplinary approach. What you see in this particular slide, that on the left hand side, I have seen one triangle, which is called as old education system. And on the right hand side, there is a rectangle, which is new education policy. Now you will be wondering how I'm calling triangle as the old education system and a rectangle as a new education policy. What is happening in our old traditional way of learning is first we learn all subjects. See, in our school, we learn English, mother tongue, social science, civics, mathematics, physics, chemistry, everything. And then only at 10th level onwards or 9th onwards, we stream out. Some people will go for maths, science. Some people are biology. Some people will go for commerce. Some people will go for arts. But still in that arts, you still study all the subjects, etc., etc. When you go for, let us say, post-graduation, you only learn MA in Hindi, MA in literature, MA in this, like that. You don't learn any subject of any other faculty at all. And as a result, this has, in present scenario, for the jobs, etc., having good jobs, this is not a correct way, correct approach for learning. Because our objective is to develop good, well-rounded and creative individual. That is the really object, to study one or more specialized areas of interest at deeper level. Building, that is what we were doing. See, for example, I do MSc in physics. So only I study physics. I become expert in physics. Then I do PhD, etc. in a particular area. Suppose I do PhD in nuclear science. Then I become only expert in nuclear science. I don't know much chemistry. I don't know biology. I don't know mathematics, etc. Whereas new education policy does not demand that. You need not be expert. In fact, except two jobs. One teaching job and another is research. Any people who wants to do research. Except these two jobs, I can tell you with confidence, nobody uses any knowledge which he has learned at undergraduate or postgraduate level. For example, suppose somebody has done BE in mechanical engineering, MBA. But after BE in mechanical engineering and MBA at Indian Institute of Management, premier institute, where this boy goes, he goes for a multinational bank. Multinational bank. What is the use of mechanical engineering there? What is the use of such a sophisticated management there? It's all accountancy, commerce, etc., etc. But does it mean? And the example which I gave is the example of none other than a famous writer in English, Chetan Bhagat. Chetan Bhagat, you know, famous writer who wrote so many novels nowadays, and his famous Three Idiots picture, One Room at a Call, One Night at a Call Center, etc. All these two states, all these novels he is writing. But basically, this gentleman is mechanical engineer from IIT, post-graduation from Indian Institute of Management, served in some Singapore bank, and at the age of 40, he left that lucrative job, which was giving him crores of rupees package, and started writing novels. He writes in newspaper, Times of India and Indian Express, columns he writes, novels he writes. So where is that thing? Another example I gave, that very classical singer, Mahesh Kale, he is an electrical engineer. Post-graduation he has done from Stanford University in the MS in electrical engineering only, but in entertainment electronics. But what is he doing? Classical singing. So I can give you such many examples. So except those, yes, for a person like me who went for teaching, yes, that knowledge, everything, whatever I have learned, I am using in my teaching. And all those of you who are teachers, definitely all of you are using the same knowledge which we learned. But that knowledge is also changing. For example, what I learned in 70s and 80s, I am not teaching the same thing. Now syllabus has changed, subjects have changed, technology has changed. So I have to learn new things. But still I am in the subject. But those who join other jobs, they go for industry, they go for IT industry, totally shifted from electrical engineering to computer science or information technology. Totally new topics. So except teachers and those who are going for research, scientists, etc., who are minority in number, let us say hardly 5 to 10%, all 90%, they absolutely don't use mathematics, science, literature, which they have learned in school. Of course, that does not mean that all that learning was useless or of no use. Yes, because it tells you way of logical thinking, way of critical thinking, the way of approaching a problem. All those things are taught. But if you say I am using direct using, no, you are not using Pythagoras theorem in your life at all. You are not using calculus in your life at all. Indirectly you are using. So therefore, what to teach, how much to teach, when to teach, that has to be seriously thought. And in new education policy, because the type of the jobs which you have to do, they are of different types. They are of different, in different fields. You need to know so many things simultaneously. You cannot say, somebody gives you a job that please run a program in this language. You cannot say, I don't know. I did not learn programming. You have to learn and do the job. They will say, find a solution to this problem in economic, some farmers, let us say farmers problem. Everywhere now the farmer problem is cropping up. Find out what is really wrong with the farmer community. You can say, I know, I never learned, I never visited their community. I don't know their problems. You cannot say. You have to learn new things. Social, environmental science problems, so many things. So, as I told you, problems will be new, problems will be complex, and you have to find solutions. And for that, you need to know some management, some computer science, some physics, some chemistry, some commerce, some economics, some management science, etc., etc. Now days have gone. See, medical field, MBBS degree you get. At MBBS level, they learn all the subjects, autonomy, biology, etc., etc. But afterwards, they do post-graduation in, somebody becomes ophthalmologist, eye doctor, somebody becomes ear, nose, throat doctor, somebody becomes orthopedics doctor, somebody becomes gynecologist only related to deliveries. So, and super specialty means still narrow specializations. So, but this type of so-called specialization is not expected in future. You need to know everything, little. So, in old education system, base was broad. As you go above or as you earn age, you become specialized in narrow areas. But new education policy expect that you must build an expertise that society will need for next 25 years. And this society is changing at a very fast rate. As you all know, Everywhere now, hundreds of articles are coming on artificial intelligence that it will take up. All jobs will go. Yes, jobs will go. New type of jobs will come up. You will have more free time. Earlier, you were busy. See, for example, that industry 4-point revolution was there. Industry. You had a steel industry. You have a paper industry. You had a cloth industry, right? And whole industrial revolution is there. People thought that those who were doing the same job manually, their jobs will go. Yes, all those mills have gone, all those factories have gone, automation has come up, but job has changed, nature of job has changed. Same thing will happen now also. Even if the artificial intelligence come, artificial intelligence will only ease your problem. The complicated mathematics, complicated computation, which used to take hours, maybe it will be done in few minutes or few seconds. So you have enough time now. You have enough time, but more problems are there. So any new technology, the solution may be simple, but along with it, it brings some other issues, some complications. Let me give a very simple example. It is said that now driverless cars are coming. You will not need a human being to drive a car. Car will automatically run on the road. But the so-called driverless car still is not seen on the road. Do you know why? Why? It is already, technology is all proven. And it is also they claim that in driverless car, there will be less accidents. What you cannot think, computer can think. That's what they're saying. But there is one but. Human being always takes some decisions which are instantaneous, which are never thought of. For example, if the driverless car is going, and if it is knows that there is a school nearby, it will automatically slow down. Once it knows that in this area there is a school, it automatically slows down. Once it knows that there is a signal, it will automatically stop. But while going on the road, suddenly you must be experiencing the way in which, the Indian traffic rules are, people don't follow rules. So one auto fellow will come. Suddenly one lady will cross the road. These types of things, they are not told to the computer in the car or that software in the car. So it is that driverless car is not prepared for such sudden eventuality. And there will be a problem there. Whereas when human being is driving, yes, he takes care of suddenly old lady is crossing the road, he will immediately slow down and stop. But this, who knows? This thing, driverless car will not know this. Similarly, let us say legal aspects. Suppose there is an accident by driverless car. Whom to punish is a big problem. With a car with driver is there, you can always punish a driver depending on the nature of accident. But in driverless car, against whom the court will give the punishment? Meaning manufacturer of the car, because there is no driver in the car. Manufacturer of the car, the person who designed the software, the person who designed the components, what component failed, etc., etc. People do not have answer to these questions, and therefore these aspects are really difficult to decide. So technology is there. For example, we are experiencing, I gave a lot of examples of learning on YouTube. See, it was not possible to listen to so many nice people or lecturing nice topics. On YouTube now you are able to listen to great people Sadgurus, some spiritual lectures, some lectures by famous doctors, philosophers. It was not possible. Listen to music, and that is also free of cost. Earlier, if I want a very old song of Lata Mangeshkar or Manna Dey or Muhammad Rafi, I had to go out and buy a cassette or that record or whatever it is. Now, not required. Just go to the Google, search it, and you can listen any song of your choice. So advantages are there, but it is also automatically accompanied by disadvantage. For example, you know that how social media is being misused. Comments which are, suppose you write an article on Facebook, 100 comments you get. Somebody morphs your picture. Now all those things are there. You are being hacked. The internet media has hacked the human being. Do you know that computer in your hand or mobile in your hand knows much more about you than you know about yourself? The mobile in your hand knows much more about you than you know about yourself. He knows what types of videos you are watching. He knows what type of friends you have. He knows what types of books you would like to read, which newspaper you want, what type of news you are interested in. Everything is known. In fact, today I am giving lecture to you is known to the whole world because it has been registered on computer. I have registered myself on Zoom, and Zoom is known to everybody. So once it goes to PC, Google knows, everybody knows that I am giving lecture to you. It is not a secret. It is not at all a secret. It is not at all a confidential thing. You are attending a course. It is known to whole world. Everybody knows it. Once it knows to computer, your location is known. Whether you are learning from your home or whether you are attending it from home or you are attending from which place, everything it is known. Your location is known. So advantages are there and disadvantages are there. Let us go to the medical field. As far as diagnosis is concerned, artificial intelligence, computer-wise diagnosis is much better. And it gives you 360-degree testing, which is not possible earlier. Earlier, suppose you go to the doctor with a complaint that you have a headache. That's all. He will give headache means he will ask 2 or 3 questions and give you medicine. Or if you say I'm feeling exhausted, he will just examine you for 5-10 minutes and give you medicine. But if the same thing is done by computer, it will really find the cause of your headache or your exhaustion, why you are getting exhausted or why you are feeling uneasy. And because it has a capability of studying thousands of parameters in your body. See, manual checking is hardly 5 to 10 parameters. Pulse, blood pressure, blood sugar, or whatever it is. But there are devices here, instead of thousands of parameters inside the body, and where exactly the problem is there, it can be located. That is the thing. Same thing is true with the medicine also. That is the medication. Earlier, you take a tablet, any antibiotics or anything, that used to spoil when you are taking it in the body, it will spoil your liver, it will spoil your kidney, and then maybe perhaps it will go to that place where it needs to be, the corrective measures are to be taken. But when you do so-called nanomedicine, it will not damage your other parts of the body. Without damaging other parts of the body, it will exactly go where it has to go and then give you the treatment. So this is the advantage. For example, in cancer treatment, earlier they used to do chemotherapy and other things. You know that how much troublesome. That whole exercise of chemotherapy is there. But new type of medicine will exactly find inside the body where the problem is, and there the medication is given, and the problem will be solved. Of course, it means it takes care of 360-degree diagnosis, whereas the doctor looks only from one angle. So advantages are there, disadvantages are there. Then people are also thinking whether how it will help in students' evaluation, students' learning process. For example, in physics, chemistry, you have experiment. What do? You go to the laboratory and do some experiment for 2 hours, 3 hours, learn something. Whereas the same type of experiments, when you simulate on the computer, it will give you better idea. It will give you many options of learning, not one angle. Because in laboratory, you do the experiment, step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, like that. You don't learn it from all angles. Whereas when you do it on computer or simulation, there is a possibility that other chances are also there. What happens if I do this? What happens if I do this? All those things, parameters, type of possibilities can be studied on the computer. So advantages are there. You need not buy, you don't have to buy even costly equipment in the physics laboratory or chemistry laboratory. Everything can be simulated. Earlier, medical field, for example, they needed dead bodies to study a human inside the human, how organs are working, how their diseased organ looks like, etc. Now, even that is not there. Everything can be done on the computer, and you see a three-dimensional view also on the computer. That is the advantage. It is not looks like two-dimensional, but you get a feel of three-dimensional aspects also. So, and as a result, this is saving time. What you could teach in 1 hour, maybe you can teach in 15 minutes, and rest 45 minutes you can discuss, you can question, you can throw it for doubts, and that type of learning will have more effect on students rather than this thing. Next slide. Next slide. So there is a mismatch between the outcomes of traditional education. There is a mismatch between the outcomes of traditional education and needs of the future, which are growing rapidly. Learner-centered education. You must think of a learner. Personalization of learning. Styles of learnings are different for different people. See, for intelligent people, it is different. For IIT student, it is different. From a rural background, it is different. From Mumbai and Pune student, you have to teach differently. From a village or taluka or district level, different. Languages you will have to use differently. So this type of thing you have to take care in the new education or national education policy. Next. Narrow specializations of the past. No, previous. See, in previous thing, know more about more and less about less. That was the thing. You were knowing more about more and less about less. Must give way to the broader knowledge of the polymath. You see, people were jack of all trades and master of nothing. Now we have to have jill of all trades and master of something. That is what difference between the triangle and the rectangle. Once you become specialized in eyes, if you have a trouble in ear, you cannot go to an eye doctor. But if you see a physician, old physician, for any problem you can go. So putting together several ideas and techniques into a common structure, that is what is called as braided learning. And that is what it means, holistic approach or a interdisciplinary approach for the degree or post-graduate education system. So when you do MSc in mathematics, you must know statistics. You must know computer science. It means in different language, I can say what we have been doing. We are building walls between the different departments, between the different faculties. Physics teacher never enters chemistry department. Chemistry teacher will never enter maths department. Maths teacher never enters biology department. No. Now hereafter, there must be a transition, bridges between the departments. One, even same thing is true with language department or arts. Marathi teacher should go to the Hindi department, find out a beautiful novel, get it translated into Marathi with the help of postgraduate students. Hindi and Marathi and Sanskrit, all three postgraduate students can sit together, find out the best literature, get it translated, and learn that. That is how they have to learn instead of compartmentalized learning. Job of teaching should reduce. Just now somebody was asking about teaching load or workload being increased. No, it will not increase. You allow students to learn on their own. You act as a mentor. Teacher should act as a mentor. In a class of 60 minutes, just teach only for 20 to 30 minutes. Only for 20 to 30 minutes. Let all the time go for discussion, doubts, questioning, various opportunities. How can you do this? Is there any way of understanding this? Is there any another way in which the same problem can be solved? This type of questioning and other things, or give them some exercise, let them go to the library and find the answer. I mean, this type of thing has to be done, whether it is language learning or science learning or engineering or management. Management, everybody needs management. See, whether you go to the technical field or non-technical field, or for example, we always say the housewife is the who does multitasking, is the best manager of the house. I mean, she has not learned MBA. She has not got an MBA degree, but the housewife is the best management example of the best management who does a lot of multitasking at a time. So this type of knowledge, which is more practical, is more important than the textbook knowledge. You have to come out of the textbook and then let's say for example, when you are teaching a, let us say, poem. I gave some examples in the earlier session of the poem. Don't look at the poem from the angle of only that poet. What are the different aspects he is talking about of life, of philosophy, of spirituality, of love, of devotion, of sacrifice, whatever it is, feeling. So those all aspects and feelings can be taught together. Don't teach it. This is the poem. You write a meaning in 10 sentences and you give him 10 marks. No, that is not the way in which the evaluation is done. That is not the way in which question. For example, question papers evaluation. Why? See, I was surprised when I said, what is our mindset at the end of semester? 100 marks, 3 hours examination. Tell me, can I not take 3 hours examination and give marks out of 10? Can I not? I repeat the question. Can I not take a 3 hours examination and give marks out of 10? Yes, I can give. Why should, suppose I can have I should have a freedom that, okay, I will not take a written test of 3 hours. On the other hand, in my class, I will call each student separately in front of all students, keep on asking questions and test in depth whether he has really understood the subject or not. And when it is done, such type of questioning in front of other students, they also learn. It is not only you are examining the student in question, you are also finding other students are also learning how he is answering, where he is going wrong, or how beautifully he is answering, how point by point answer he is giving. Somebody will talk for half an hour, but output will be nothing. Somebody will talk only for 5 minutes, but he will make all the points. So this type of can be there. You can have a group discussion of the students and find out who can talk more, who have more points, who is point to point argument they can do. Why always 3 hours examination, 1 hour examination? No, Viva can be taken. Group discussion can be held. That is what is we call in new education or national education policy continuous evaluation. Continuous after 1 week test. Just now I gave you a small exercise. It was on my 2 hours lecture. I gave you a small assignment, and as a result, we are going to get, as a result of that assignment, we are going to get a question back of 500 questions with answers. It will be useful for you as well as this academic staff college who is organizing this program. For them also it will be useful. So you think of such way of evaluation. Now you will ask me that should we have, can we have liberty of doing this? Yes, I can assure you, for any teacher, if he is doing any novel experiment, which is good for the students, which is good for the learning, no principal, no vice chancellor, no head of the department can question, provided there is no, partiality is not there. Injustice is not being done, or bias is not there. As long as bias is not there, partiality is not there, injustice is not there, nobody can stop you doing for the experiment. Think how different ways you can evaluate your students. That you can think of. So these are the ways of thinking. Next slide. Next. Yeah. Instead of restricting a learner to 5 subjects at a school level, previous. You are going forward, backward. You are going forward, I say backward. 7. Go back. Go back. I think 7.7. Yeah. Just stop. So instead of restricting a learner to 5 subjects at school level, 3 at university level, 1 at master level, you have to learn whole spectrum of subjects at school at all levels and all lifelong learning. Right? Volatile, uncertain, complex, ambiguous world. This is the graded learning means different ideas into a new whole. Learner should acquire number of strands through formal and informal and experimental learning. Learning can be not only in classroom, not only in the 4 walls of classroom. You can learn in library. You can learn in some industry. You can go to the village and solve some social problem and still learn. Why not give some problems where a group of 10 students can go and learn. They ask them to find out, go to the mall, city mall, and find the behavior of the customers. How do they purchase various articles? How do they spend money? Right? Let them learn what is the meaning of poverty. You say poverty level is defined, let us say. What is it? See, when we are saying that Garibi Hatao or poverty is removed, have anybody thought what is the meaning of poverty or what is the meaning of Garibi? How can you say Garibi is gone or poverty is gone unless and until you know the definition of poverty? How do you say somebody is backward or forward? What is the criteria of those things? Those have to be scientifically decided. Then only you can say that this person needs more attention, this person needs less attention, this person needs financial assistance, this person needs a fee waiver or whatever it be. So you have to be logically, critically think about the societal problems, about the things, whether it is a traffic, whether it is a crime, whether it is the behavioral pattern of the human being, whether it is a health problem, environmental problem, because now you see environmental is a big issue. Global warming thing is coming. Water is getting ready. We have many villages, water is not there. Electricity or power is a problem. Fuel is a problem. So because of World War II, fuel is not, diesel or petrol is not coming from those countries. How do we find the alternative ways of doing the thing? Right? See, for example, people are now claiming, we have built this super highway, metro trains are, they have reduced the time of travel. Somebody says, Samruddhi Mahamarg, big highways are being built, big bridges are being built. I want to ask a question. When you claim that because of this highway, the travel time is reduced from 10 hours to 6 hours. Now they claim, government claims, travel time is reduced from 10 hours to 6 hours. What are we doing with that 4 hours? That is the question. When you say you have made saving of 4 hours, unless you claim or you prove that really those 4 hours are being properly used, that claim has no meaning. So, I mean, this way of looking at a problem is also must be logical, must be practical. Otherwise, I can make any sweeping statement. Yes, so many people have graduated. I have 160 publications. Somebody just now said, I have 160 publications. Somebody can ask me how those 160 publications have helped any industry or society. Yes, they can question. Otherwise, that number 160 has no meaning. I have produced 40 PhDs. I will ask what those 40 PhDs have done, how it has helped government, industry to modify the processes or how it has improved the life of a common man. I can ask that question. So, I tell you, when we say some university claims, every year they produce 700 PhDs, 800 PhDs. What is the use of that number? Unless, is it only quantity or there is a quality inside? If that is a quality, question is, who is benefited from those 800 PhDs? Has that PhD solved any problem of government, any problem of society, any problem in the field of medical, any problem in the field of transportation, any field in the problem of environment? Has it done? 95% the answer will be no. We are doing PhD for the sake of PhD. There is hardly any benefit to the society. There is hardly any improvement in life of a learner. In abroad, it doesn't happen. In abroad, every PhD is linked with a societal problem because it is a sponsored project. Somebody gives money to the university professor for doing that work, and he is getting that work done from a PhD scholar, and that PhD scholar's result or learning goes to that industry or to that organization, let us say defense or space or anything. In our thing, it doesn't happen. You see any research paper from abroad, you will always find a footnote that this work is sponsored by so and so under the contract number so and so. How many Indian professors or Indian research scholars has this footnote that this work is sponsored or contracted by this contract number? No. So please remember, any learning, whether it is at postgraduate level, research level, undergraduate level, it must think of a societal problem. Yes, it has to benefit you as an individual in terms of getting a good job, in terms of getting a good salary, in terms of giving you happiness, in terms of making your future bright, so that you can help your children, you can help your family. Yes, all those aspects are there. But if it is not benefiting directly or indirectly to you as an individual and to the society, otherwise that education does not have any meaning. Okay, next. Next slide. Next slide. Yeah. So that's what I said. Next, previous. Yeah, stop. So all these traditional disciplines, physics, chemistry, math, geology, etc., these are all have to become technology of the fourth industrial age, big data, 3D printing, Internet of Things, machine learning, all these things, chota, you must learn. Now everybody has to know computer. Everybody has, you need not know the mathematics and logic behind artificial intelligence, but you should know what it is, what it can do, what it cannot do. Artificial intelligence cannot produce a man who is smiling. Artificial intelligence cannot produce a man who is crying or shedding tears. It cannot understand a pain. Please remember. So these are the very important. Creative thinking, critical thinking must be a part of your learning process. Next. Innovation, business, finance, humanities, performing arts, making means product development. Making means product development, questioning, curiosity, communication, philosophy, philosophical thinking. Communication is very important. I know many things, but if I cannot talk, if I cannot write, it has no meaning. See, many people have a fear. I do not have good command over English. Many people feel that I cannot express myself in English. I would like to ask, are you able to express in your own mother tongue? For example, you are Hindi speaking, you are Bengali speaking. At least do you know, can you talk freely on technical subject in Bengali, if Bengali is your mother tongue? Can you talk in Marathi on any topic, whether it is social or political or economical, for 15 minutes without mistakes, without grammatical mistakes? Please remember, communication is very important. Think of a boy or a girl of 3 years old. Have you taught him grammar? Have you taught him the concept of noun, pronoun, adjective, verb, etc.? No. But that boy, only by listening to parents and people around in the house, he is able to talk in English, Marathi, Hindi, whatever language is there, absolutely correctly. The confusion only starts when he goes to school, when he learns grammar. Then he makes mistakes. But without learning grammar, he is able to talk grammatically correct. Please think why it is happening. You are a 6-year-old boy, learns a cycle. 6-year-old boy learns cycle and balances properly without knowing the laws of motion, without knowing what is centrifugal force and centripetal force and this and that. Whereas for learning cycle, all this physics and mathematics is required. Depending on the speed, you have to balance. Depending on the speed, you have to take a turn. And for this, all mathematical equations are involved. Without knowing that, he is learning a cycle perfectly. Problem comes when you start teaching him. He is using Newton's laws of motion without knowing. Right? A boy who is repairing your scooter or a car, he may not be educated. He is not a mechanical engineer. He doesn't know laws of thermodynamics. He doesn't know electrical engineering, but he repairs. He repairs. He knows what is wrong, where. So please remember, all these examples will tell you what is education, what is not education. I think I will end my lecture with one joke. A wife of a professor who is electrical engineer, there was something wrong with TV. So she asked her husband to repair it. She said, you are electrical engineer, you should be able to repair TV. But he said, I can't. He has to call a mechanic to repair the TV. So wife said, you can evaluate a PhD thesis on television. You can evaluate a PhD thesis on television, but you are not able to repair the TV. And that is the fate of our education system. I stop here, and matter is now open for discussion and questions. Thank you very much. You ask questions. We have nearly 15 to 20 minutes. Please free to ask. Because the question and answer session will also cover some topics which I might not have touched, but they may be of importance to you. So even if it is out of this topic, still you can question, no problem. Yeah, 13 you asked, 13. 13. 31. Oh, 13 you can ask.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah.
My name is Dr. Rumana Sheikh. I am a student of yours, sir. Yours. I have done my PhD in Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Marathwada University, a department of and I am as a assistant professor in Ahmednagar College, Sada College. My question is that before when we are studying at that time, BSc or MSc, the strength of the students is more, and nowadays that strength will be so less. So what is the reason in behind that?
Strength means attendance problem you are talking.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Students are not came for the class. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
They are come for the college, but they are not attending the lectures.
I am telling you that this question you ask yourself as a teacher, because if they have a reason to come, definitely they will come. You must attract them to the class. I can tell you, I am not boasting. In our university or other thing, when the students will come for boycott, there will be some problem in the campus. The student says, boycott, boycott. Our department, yes, for 5 minutes, they will go out when that morcha comes. But after 5 minutes, they will come to my room and say, sir, they have gone, let us start our class. So they are also students. Your students are also students. So you must create an environment so that students will come to your room and say, madam, can you come? We are ready. I think fault lies, and for that you have to prepare. See, simply omitting textbook on the blackboard. What are we doing? 90% teachers omit textbook to blackboard. That is not the teaching. Teach less. Create interest to learn. They will attend the classes. Otherwise, ask them, why are you not coming? You can ask them, no. They will tell better. Okay, next.
Sir, can I ask?
Yes, please.
So now the NEP says that you can go ahead with the MOOC courses or PTL courses. Students, we allow the students to go for NPTL courses or
Yes.
other MOOC courses. How do we conduct the continuous evaluation?
See,
Continuous assessment.
no. See, that percentage is not whole. 100% courses cannot be MOOC courses or
Oh, they
something.
have, I mean, I'm from engineering fraternity, and the GR says that 40% of total credits can be through the MOOC or online courses.
Correct. In that case, even if they have done 40% thing, still, I mean, they are taking certificate from there. Still,
Yes.
as a teacher, right? Some 3 or 4 teachers can combine and evaluate their students on some viva or group discussion, and give him additional grade or whatever grade they have given, and your grade can be checked.
Okay.
Whether that grade was okay or not. It can be done. See, if you have any doubt about that grade or something, you have all rights to evaluate the student, and you can do with the help of 2-3 faculty members.
Okay. It is not doubt about what they have assessed, but it is the continuous evaluation schemes nowadays. Every midterm exam after say 15 days.
See, continuous evaluation means what? It has an advantage. Suppose you taught a small topic. You will ask questions only on that topic, right? Is it not? But for student also, assimilate it and express it is easy. So that is the way of continuous evaluation.
Okay.
See, you are not testing memory of the student.
Yes.
Whether he has see, suppose I mean in history, which this war was held on this year and this year and that. What is the formula for chemical formula for? See, you are not testing the memory of the student. You are testing always whether he has understood or not. I will tell you a real story. When we were doing postgraduate in IIT, we were hardly 8 to 10 students in our class. Do you know how our answer scripts were evaluated? Teacher used to ask each of us into his room. In our presence, he will open the answer script and only left and right bang us. You have done this mistake. You have done this mistake. Have you understood this? Why? What is this? Why have you written like this? Like this in our presence, he used to evaluate, and later on, we used to feel that after coming out of his room, that most probably we will get C grade. But surprisingly, we used to get B plus or A minus. What is the meaning? The aim of the teacher was not to punish you. Aim of the teacher was to make you realize your own mistakes. So, as if at all that purpose is served, that should be the approach of the teacher towards the student. When you evaluate the answer script, what do? You don't find where it is correct. You find where he has committed a mistake. That is a wrong way of checking the answer script. The purpose of the answer script should be to give a credit to correct things rather than to find a mistake. Next. 57 bonds. Anybody? You have 200 participants, but questions are not coming. "200 participants, but discussion is not. Yes. No, I'm not able to listen. Yes, yes. Anybody else? Please
Can I ask again?
Please.
So this is again related to engineering education. I belong to that fraternity. We do have, when we go for accreditation, we do have certain program outcomes given by the program outcomes
Okay.
defined by accreditation board.
Yes.
Now with the NEP, are we expecting some changes from them in the program outcomes, because it's a paradigm shift in education system through NEP?
No, what is your question actually? I am not understanding.
Program outcomes. So there are program outcomes defined by NBA. That is for engineering education.
Yes, yes.
But now it is NEP is allowing multi-braided. I mean, you can have.
Yeah, you can have it. See, the idea of that program outcome, output-based education, program outcome, course outputs, etc. There is just to introduce more technicality to that process. And let me tell you very frankly, it has come out of when you signed the accord with ABET, World Bank project. They said everything must be recorded. Everything must be. See, earlier teachers, those who taught us in 70s, 80s, 90s, etc., that time, they never did all these things, is it not? There was no program outcome, you will not believe that. Then I give me that example of IIT. Somebody asked my teacher in IIT, "Sir, can I have a copy of syllabus?" Okay. He wanted for something. So he said, "Can I have a copy of syllabus?" Do you know what teacher replied him? "I don't have a copy of syllabus. Whatever I teach is the syllabus." Right? So this sort of methodology, because what has happened in last few years, number has increased, quantity has increased. Now, when the number increases and quantity increases, there must be some check on quality. So because of that, all this accreditation, output-based education, marking system, grading system, A grade, B grade, NAC grade, A plus, etc. But in last 10 years, you must have seen that how those grading were also not perfect. It all come in newspapers, that how those grades were fabricated or managed rather than. So, but that, for example, IITs never go for NAC or anything. Do you mean the quality of IITs is bad? IIM, Indian Institute of Management, they don't go for any accreditation. Does it mean their quality is not good? See, quality depends on you. It need not be. But when the question of comparing thousands of colleges comes, then you have to tell whether this college is better, this college is better, or this university is good, or this. So how do you say when this university is good and that? So some parameters have to be set. So that is how this accreditation business has come. Otherwise, it was not there earlier. It is because of quantity number of colleges, number of universities, number of NITs, everything is increased. Yes. Next. Yes, 37. Anybody?
37, I don't know.
37 wants to ask.
Sir, I have.
Please go ahead.
Sir, when we are going through the NEP implementation now, it is like the core courses are a bit reduced, and the allied courses, branch related core courses credits are reduced. So
No. I told you that in the beginning, if you have 60% core courses, 60 or 65, that is enough. That is enough. Suppose I am doing major in physics. You are in which faculty?
Electronics.
Okay. So suppose you are doing electronics. Okay. 60 to 65 electronics is enough.
Okay.
Enough. Take enough. Let him learn mechanical, electrical, measurement, biomedical. In fact, he should learn biomedical also. Electronics and biomedical now getting infused now in future.
Okay.
So it doesn't matter. See, everything is not taught at undergraduate level. Something he has to learn on his own later.
Okay.
So 60 to 65 major is enough. And then later on, let him learn computer, some management, some economics. See, he learns electronics, but he doesn't know economy. Is it okay for industry?
No, one should learn that also, but then
No, I'm telling you. See, there's a famous story of Steve Jobs, Apple industry head, when he was producing the product, for him, customer satisfaction was on top priority. As a computer engineer or electronics engineer, I will give him that this is the best design, this is a very good design, etc. But he will say, is it good for customer? Is it good to handle product? Do you know our Apple phone or anything gadget? Each and everything has to be decided. Its color, its size, its weight, its shape, which gadget, which key should come where, which operational equipment, operational wise, how easy it should be. Will it be good to keep in the pocket? Will it be good to keep it in the lady's purse? All those aspects are equally important. So therefore, along with technology, aesthetic problems, economic problems, psychological problems are equally important. Equally important. Therefore, 60 to 65%. I told you, automobile engineering is not at all a mechanical engineering subject now. It is 80%. It is only that outside rack metal, car metal. That is mechanical. That's all. Rest is all electronics and computer science. So it doesn't matter.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, anybody else? And arts and social science people also should know that only learning languages, only learning history, only learning geography, only learning geology, not enough. You have to learn the subjects around. Suppose MA in history will not get a job, but if along with MA in history, you do some courses from tourism department, you do some courses from management, you can get a job very easily in some hotel industry or tourism industry. So that way you have to think. Nowadays, marriage management have come, event management they call it. It's a very big industry coming up now. Just now, yesterday, I read a news. One young girl of 30, 35, she has started some new startup at Pune. Do you know what she is doing? Modern hostels for girls who are coming from different areas to Pune. Not only with like a paying guest or something, with all amenities. She studied what are the requirements of young girls who are coming for education in Pune. What do they want? What comfort they want? What security they want? What type of food they want? All considered, she is doing. So she is making, while doing this job, she is making knowledge of everything. Maybe she may not be civil engineer. She may not be from management thing, but you need all these knowledges when you want to do such jobs. Multidisciplinary knowledge is a must. Yes, anybody? If there are no questions, once again, I want to remind you that as soon as this session is over, 5:30, before 6:30, you must send 3 mail it to the coordinator before 6:30, and then he will combine it and mail it to all of you by tomorrow morning so that you can solve it and send it. That is the assignment.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. On behalf of UGC Malviya Mission Teachers Training Center, Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar, Marathwada University, Chhatrapati Sambhaji Nagar, my special thanks to our former Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Pandharipande sir, for sparing his valuable 3 hours with us. Indeed, his vast experience and his devotion towards teaching can be clearly reflected in his slides and his lectures. Even when he was an sitting Vice Chancellor of this university, I have seen his eagerness. He used to take the lectures in the physics department. Also, he used to take the lectures in refresher course and orientation course. Indeed, that is a true sign of a teacher where he is always a teacher, be it a honorable sitting Vice Chancellor or any post. So really, sir, we are having a great inspiration from you. And I hope that all of us have got many things to learn from this your lecture. So we are really thankful to you. Thanks a lot, sir.
Acha, please send the email to which this they will send you question. Huh?
I have shared already. Again, I will share right now. HRDC@BAMU.
They are asking.
.ac.in.
Okay. Thank you very much.